Yeah, just another video before I go to bed tonight. Um, I was just wondering, did the stars ever, do they always twinkle like that? Because, I was just sitting in my car looking up at the stars tonight, and I saw them twinkling, and it's like, I don't think I've ever seen stars twinkle like that before. It's kind of weird. I don't know. There's always that song, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and all that. But I don't think I've ever really noticed that before. I don't think I've ever really noticed stars twinkling like that before. It's kind of struck me as odd. And, like when I was sitting in the glass, I could really see it. And then, when I got out and I started looking at the stars, I could really see it then. And, it just struck me as a little bit weird. I'm wondering, has it always been like that? Or is it just something going on a little bit now that maybe hadn't been going on before? I don't know. Just something interesting. I don't know. Maybe, I'm a lot more cognizant of things now than I ever was before. So maybe this is just one of the things that I've noticed now that I hadn't noticed before, but it was always true. Or maybe there's something going on with the stars and they're twinkling a lot more and they're moving a lot more, and it's the end times, so there's even changes with the stars. I'm sure there, I'm sure there are a couple of end time verses that kind of detail, you know, things that might be going on with the stars in the end times. There's a lot of verses about the light of the moon and the light of the sun, at least, I believe. And there may be some about the light of the stars. I know there are verses that refer to the stars falling down from heaven, I do believe. I've heard some people say that might be referring to, like the angels of heaven falling. But, the stars in the firmament, the stars I hear are angels too. So, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, you know. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Kind of interesting. Just something I saw and something I thought about. I'm gonna try to do a Black Panther review because I just seen the movie, and it's a good movie. I think there's stuff to be seen from it, to be gleaned from it. Uh, you know, it's an interesting little movie. Trying not to look too crazy, talking to myself or whatever. So, I kind of stop talking if the car goes by or whatever. See a person. It's kind of late at night. I don't think I'm going to see too many people here. But, yeah, it's just, taking a look at the stars and noticing them wavering. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. But, what do people really notice? You know what I mean? Like, do people really just kind of notice these things? I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those things that people just don't really notice. You know what I mean? you know, I just think it's kind of like, you know, just comes and goes. You don't really pay too much attention to it. I know with the sun used to be yellow. You used to look at like, you know, all the kids, you know, you used to look at all the kids doing like, little paintings or whatever, you know, back when they were, you know, still a number of human children going through elementary school and what have you. I mean, they're probably a small number now, but not like what it used to be. But anyway, you know, you look at back in the, you know, 15, 20, 30, you know, 40 years ago, kids used to be drawing like a yellow sun because it was. And now it's not even yellow anymore, it's just freaking white. No one really says anything. And that's because most people are clones, but, you know. It is what it is. It's kind of interesting, you know, walking these streets right now. It kind of reminds me of when it was the hurricane, and I was one of the few people who stayed here in Savannah. And it was like, you know, pretty much had the place to myself, you know what I mean? And, darn, that guy was zooming. Probably was imagining him running me. He was probably imagining, you know, himself running me over or something, I don't know. But anyway, kind of reminded me of when I had the place to myself, you know what I mean? And it was just, you know, kind of just driving around. You know, the only people I ever saw was just a few stragglers on the road, maybe some cops, and that was it. Everything else was just gone. It was bizarre. It was like Silent Hill. But I mean, this world is like Silent Hill now. I mean, you know, maybe 20 years ago, maybe there would have been more humans. I'm sure there would have been. But, you know, now everything's so fake. And, you know, I guess it gets me into another thing where even the tears are faker now than what they used to be. Or maybe, you know, the tears are actually being realer by being more fake now. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Well, interesting thought. But, at any rate, back to the stars. Yeah, you know, it's just kind of weird. You know, I don't know if the stars were always twinkling like that, or if it's just me noticing it now. But, yeah, that's my video. And, well, see you guys later.